I want y'all to look at a couple things here. Look at DaBaby's page. Does this look like somebody who's blackballed? Now, before anybody says anything, yes, all these songs are from 2020, 2019, or they're older than that. However, 31.2 million, 31.2 million monthly listeners. Does that look like somebody who's blackballed? No. Now we look over here. 13 million monthly listeners. Look, 578 million. Huge song, by the way, but not as nearly as big as the other page. And Russ isn't blackballed at all. I think when you bring up blackballing, I really like what Russ said. He has no fight in this battle at all. He gets 13 million monthly listeners. Now, I'm not saying that's low, but that's low compared to something like DaBaby, right? DaBaby gets 31 million, and he over here talking about how he's being blackballed and shit. I completely agree with Russ when he says that your favorite artist is not getting blackballed. He's not. DaBaby has 21 million followers on Instagram, 31.2 million monthly listeners, and you're telling me he can't sell over 50,000 on an album? Do I look dumb to you, my nigga? When it comes to somebody like DaBaby, he doesn't want to listen to it, but he's falling off. He's falling off. And he made some homophobic comments at Rolling Loud, which honestly, I don't believe was that bad. I've heard way worse. You could literally get away with race and still continue your career. You can get away with drugging niggas and still get away with your career. Cardi B, you can do a whole lot of shit and still not be blackballed in the industry at all. But DaBaby said homophobic comments and now he's blackballed. I don't believe it. DaBaby doesn't want to hear it, but at the end of the day, his shit is getting old. Nobody wants to hear that shit anymore. I mean, look at this. Look at his new album, Baby on Baby 2. Number one, this album cover is kind of ass. But look at these plays, bro. The album just came out, don't get me wrong, but look at these plays. They're so low. You wanna know why? Cause nobody wants to hear you, DaBaby. Nobody wants to hear you. You think niggas wanna hear a song named No Condom? Are you really serious, my nigga? Are you for real? I know Instagram followers don't automatically translate to music streams. I'm aware of that. I know, I'm not stupid. I have to keep reiterating that because people will assume things about you on the internet and all this other shit. I'm not stupid, but you cannot tell me that you want to listen to DaBaby right now. And even then, even if you're blackballed, these are not bad numbers. I mean, Socks is his biggest song. I think that was a single before the album came out, right? I'm not entirely sure. Let me check. But regardless, that's the biggest song on the album so far. But you look at the rest of these, nobody's trying to hear this. Nobody wants to hear DaBaby anymore. And I ain't trying to disrespect this nigga, but it's like if you make the same sounding music over and over and over and over again, nobody's gonna want to hear it after a while. But he was saying he was getting blackballed and well, Academics was really the main one perpetrating the message that he was being blackballed because he wasn't on any playlists or anything like that for the most part. But my thing is this: if you have 31.2 million monthly listeners and 20 million followers on Instagram, how are you being blackballed? Clearly your own fans don't want to listen to your shit, and it's really sad. You go to the first Baby on Baby, look at this shit. Don't get me wrong, this is like 3 years old, but these are pretty good numbers, bro. These are pretty damn good numbers. And then you go to his previous project, Kirk, also in 2019. Again, pretty damn good numbers. And I remember seeing a screenshot on Twitter where it was like he was getting 50 million monthly listeners at one point. 10th in the world, literally, at that time. And now he's fallen a little bit off. Now, granted, 31 million, that's enough for 73rd in the world, but it doesn't, his sales don't reflect that. It's the same thing with some of these niggas. Like Roddy Ricch gets 21 million. I think his last album did better than DaBaby's. Yeah, look at these. All of these are over 1 million streams. And this was last year. Late last year, by the way. That was late last year. And I would say DaBaby is definitely more popular than Roddy Ricch. So, I don't know. I personally agree with Russ when he says that it's mainly up to the artist. Because you look at somebody like Russ who only gets 13 million monthly streams. And it's like, how are you selling better than someone who has 31.2 million? Like, how is that not necessarily selling better, but like, how are you doing better than this other person who's supposed to be doing way better than you? And I'm not hating on DaBaby or anything like that. Again, I just want to say that again, because I'm not trying to clout chase or anything like that. But at some point, you got to start looking at yourself. This is the problem with most rap artists, honestly. I don't know if this happens in other genres, but most of these niggas, man, most rap niggas, they don't ever want to hear that they fell off. They don't ever want to hear it. They don't ever want to believe it. As soon as you tell a rap nigga they fell off, they start bringing up money. They start bringing up jewelry. They start bringing up shit that they did 4 or 5 years ago. They start bringing up bitches that they get. Everything else other than sales and how people perceive them nowadays. Like, he has a core fan base. Obviously, everybody has a core fan base. I have 75 subs. At least 5 of you niggas really like me. That's how I think about it. At least 5 of you niggas really like me. That's not even 1%. What is 1% of 75? I don't know. I'm not good at math. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Everybody has a core fan base. So for your core fan base to not even want to really listen to you like that, I don't know. It brings up a whole different thing. I think for DaBaby, the thing that will really help his image is, number one, he needs to legitimately just do other shit. Honestly, his music videos are really fire. They're really good. He has something going with that. He could get into TV. He could get into movies or something. He could be a ludicrous ass nigga. I don't fucking know. All I know is that when it comes to this music shit, DaBaby has fallen off, and I hate to see that, because DaBaby was running 2019. I feel like 2019 was his year for sure. He was going crazy. 2019, even early 2020, until he made those comments. I think that was like, what, in 2021 or something. He was running this shit, really was. I mean, look at these 1.5 billion streams, 1.4 billion streams. I want to see this. I want to see him do really good, honestly. All it takes is one of these songs to end up on TikTok. Literally, that's just how it goes. If he really is blackballed, literally all it takes is one of these songs to end up on TikTok. It could even be No Condom for all I care, even though that name for a song is just awful, but you get the point. Obviously, I really like DaBaby. I really think he's funny and all this other shit. I don't give a fuck about the comments he made, to be honest with you, because everybody says something wrong here and there. I think he really mishandled it in the way that he just should have apologized. He should have just swallowed his pride and apologized in the first place. At the end of the day, I just agree with what Russ said, but I really wanted to elaborate as to why I would even agree with that in the first place. I believe some people are blackballed in the industry. For sure, I believe that. But if Tory Lanez can have people listen to Alone at Prom and he allegedly Megan the Mule, DaBaby, he can get on that level too.